According to multiple reports in the German media, Bayern Munich are prepared to spend up to 100 million euros this summer to finally replace Robert Lewandowski. Now, that doesn't quite give them a free choice, but it's still an extremely large budget. So, who might they sign, and what are they looking for? Well, the first thing to say is that this is unusual for Bayern. While their spending has accelerated in recent years, they've never spent anything like that on a forward. The 30 million euros on Mario Gomez back in 2009 is still their record in that position. Nevertheless, Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland aren't moving. Gabriel Jesus won't be leaving Arsenal, and while Victor Osimhen is an outstanding player who would certainly score enough goals, in the right amounts for Bayern, and could be compared to the type of forward that Thomas Tuchel had previously been successful with, it seems unlikely that he'd be available for under 100 million euros. So, to start our picks, we asked JJ Bull and John McKenzie from Tifo's IRL channel. JJ picked Benfica's Gonçalo Ramos, who won't turn 22 until June and who is currently joint top scorer in Portugal with 17 goals from 23 appearances. According to JJ, Ramos has already proven that he has the technical ability, movement and positioning of a prolific goalscorer at the highest level during the World Cup, making Portugal better in Ronaldo's absence by offering far more from a similar starting role. John McKenzie likes Harry Kane. Now, ordinarily, Kane would be beyond Bayern's reach, but with just a year left on his contract, that might not be the case in the summer of 2023. With Kane, says John, you get flexibility in possession that means you can play him as a box-holding striker or as a more creative outlet who drops deeper and can find teammates in behind. Bayern have the wide players to accommodate this approach, which would give them another layer to their attacking play. And that is an important point. Whoever Bayern sign will have to combine with their existing attacking players: Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, Sadio Mane, Thomas Müller and Jamal Musiala. And Kane has the creative game to do that. His switches of play have long been a virtue of Tottenham's attacking play, and could obviously benefit those Bayern wide forwards and fullbacks, while his passing ability and creativity far exceed what Lewandowski has brought to the Allianz Arena. And it's an alluring prospect. Jamal Musiala and Joshua Kimmich are the side's chief creators, but spreading the responsibility by adding Kane, who regularly occupies deep positions and can, if needed, play decisively on the counter-attack, would make Bayern even harder to defend against. It might even replicate aspects of the Roberto Firmino relationship that helped Sadio Mane prosper at Liverpool. Mane has endured a difficult first season in the Bundesliga, but Kane is equipped to extract more from a player like the Senegalese, as is shown in his hugely successful pairing with Son Heung-min at Tottenham. So Kane is obviously an excellent option. His goal-scoring value is obvious, and as the current England captain, he's hardened to the pressures that would come with life at Sabine Strasse. There is always the chance, however, that Tottenham dig their heels in and accept that Kane will leave for free in 12 months' time. Even with the player's contract ending, there's also likely to be enough interest in Kane to drive his valuation beyond 100 million euros, at which point he would not only be beyond Bayern's reported budget, but the value in the investment for a soon-to-be 30-year-old player with a history of serious ankle injuries would start to be questionable. So other options are needed. Lautaro Martinez has been raised by us as a Lewandowski replacement before, and to an extent he still makes sense. Physically, they're different players, and they've both operated in contrasting tactical systems. Martinez has often been at his best in an attacking two, both under Antonio Conte and more recently Simone Inzaghi. And yet there are still similarities in the sense that Martinez scores plenty of goals from the close-range positions that Lewandowski did during his time at Bayern. He also has a healthy split in his scoring touches between his right and left foot and his head, and according to data provided by StatsBomb, also averaged more first-time shots per 90 than any other player in the top 5 leagues in the 21-22 season, which would suit the kind of chances that Bayern still create. But they're still using an evolving team, and rather than replace Lewandowski and fill the role he used to fill, it might be smarter and possibly cheaper to recruit a player who more suits the current coach, Thomas Tuchel. And for that, Lille's Jonathan David would be a good fit. Lille have fallen away from their title-winning standard of a few years ago, but David's development has continued apace. 22-23 will comfortably be his most prolific scoring season to date, and having moved into a centre-forward position full-time, his passing qualities have also developed. He's not a playmaker in the Kane sense, and probably never will be, but he does have distribution qualities that would complement the incumbent players, in addition to his more obvious scoring ability. His speed and skill also make him comparable with the rapid forwards that Tuchel has used successfully in the past, which should help maximise David's obvious potential. He also has plenty of experience in the other attacking positions too, and with Canadian international teammate Alphonso Davies already an established Bayern player, he would have an ally to ease his adjustment to life in Germany. Of course, being good enough to play for Bayern Munich and doing so successfully are two different things. But David would be an interesting solution. At just 23 and with 2 years left on his Lille contract, it would be a logical move too. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic is home to some of the world's best sports journalists, including journalists dedicated to each Premier League team, so every fan gets the coverage they deserve, not just the big clubs. And you can try it for free now for 30 days. See the link in the description.